to use your term from last night.
I was talking last night. Welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Bill.
And I'm Josh.
And we got a pretty special bottle here.
We do. I'm excited for this one because, guys, this is Augusta Buckner's 15. When you told me you got this bottle, Dad, I was like, whoa, what? Because the 17 year and the 15 year, to the best of my knowledge, there are Barton barrels and there's buff turkey barrels, which, if any of you are unfamiliar with what the term buff turkey means, Wild Turkey had Buffalo Trace distill their mash bill for them about 15 to 16 to 17 to 18 years ago.
Which I wonder if that was when the flood happened.
And it totally could have been.
Yeah.
That would make sense. They had Buffalo Trace, used Buffalo Trace's own grain and yeast.
Their yeast?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
You know, most would never do that.
Yes. It was because I think you're right. I think it was when the flood happened. I think it's because they did not have the ability to distill their own. And then the extent of the damage didn't end up being that serious. They were able to open up and redistill. Yeah. So they had these barrels and they kind of just let them sit. And they kept, revisiting and tasting them. And they decided it didn't match their profile so much.
And it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would not have matched. If they used their yeast, it definitely would not have matched.
And to me, Wild Turkey, I love Wild Turkey. If anyone from Wild Turkey is watching, thank you so much for making a wonderful product. I love you. I mean it. But you should have just taken those barrels and released them under a different label, or just given a new Wild Turkey brand.
Or called it Buff Turkey.
Exactly. So
Turkey in the Buff.
But what they ended up...
Oh, no, that's not
what they ended up doing was selling off those barrels. And there's a company called New Era, which it's like a newspaper looking label, which if we see them, we need to buy them because they're all Buff Turkey.
It's also under other labels.
Yeah,
too.
There's other labels too. And Augusta is one of them. This one, however, is a Barton barrel.
Yeah.
So this was distilled in Bardstown, not Frankfurt.
I did not know that, because I did run into this in a few places.
Yeah. When I did not find out until it was too late.
It was.
Yeah, you would have definitely looked at the back and been like, oh, that says Frankfurt. I'm buying this one.
Yeah.
But this is a Barton barrel, which, let's be real, Barton is Sazerac owned, which Sazerac owns Buffalo Trace. Mm-hmm. I don't know the mash bill difference on this one compared to a Buff Turkey, because Buff Turkey would be a Wild Turkey, which is 75, 13, 12. Barton, if I'm not mistaken, is like a 73 or a 74% corn. Maybe it's a 72. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments.
Multiple times.
Yeah, please. If one person left a comment and you want us to say the exact same thing, please do it.
Gotta salute this one.
What?
It's another captain.
Captain
Philip Buckner. So I picked this up at Chuck's Liquors in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I've yet to go, and I am looking forward to my opportunity to head over there.
They have several Chuck's Liquors. That's the best one for barrel picks. And they'll tell you the same thing.
There's a bunch of barrel picks you have from Chuck's, actually, from years ago, too. Yeah.
This is actually unfiltered cast
strength. Some of those 1792 Barton things you have are from Chuck's.
Yeah. So this 130.8 proof. Bottle number 107. And that's enough information. Let's get to
talk
sniffing.
about the nose. Wow. I'm getting a little bit of that grapey sweetness you pick up on Buffalo Trace stuff. I can't wait for their own product to come out.
Yeah.
Because if they're this good at blending, I can't wait for their own stuff.
Well, this is
a single barrel. Sorry. They're Old Route 8, and I think the 10 years of blend as well. Sorry, I turned away from the microphone if you couldn't hear that. Man, it's grapey though. Right?
It is. There's something else there.
So we just reviewed the E.H. Taylor Batch 13 barrel proof. And we did not pick up the proof on the nose.
No.
Do you pick up proof on this nose either?
I don't pick this up on. There's something there. There's an oak in there. It's like a new kind of raw oak.
Yeah.
These are probably a light char barrel, would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's no way to know.
Well, for 15 years old, that's not terribly dark.
But I tell you what, it's a little cloudy.
It is unfiltered.
And I love that. That is my... If you guys are looking out there to try a new product and you're just picking up bottles and you're looking at them, you're trying to figure out what you might want to try. If you see something that says non-chill filtered, that's one of the things you should try. Because you are not... So chill filtering really does cut a lot of the fat lipids that come from the barrel.
Rude.
Sorry, barrels, you're not fat. You're beautiful just the way you are.
The lipids fat.
Well, lipids are in fat. So if fat didn't exist, lipids wouldn't exist. Science class, everybody. Shout out high school science. And college science.
But this was actually even aged in Bardstown. So this was distilled and aged at Barton.
Yes. Yep. Barton does sell a fair bit of their barrels. They have I shouldn't say contract distilled. They have distilled and then sold barrels, so sourced barrels, for a lot of companies. So if you ever see anything that says distilled in Kentucky and then bottled by whomever is on the label, chances are there's a really high probability that that's Barton.
Yeah.
60% or more. And
right.
Barton makes really good product.
Less talking, more drinking.
If you have not subscribed, now is the time to do that. Please, we would greatly appreciate it. Leave a like on the video. Hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date on what we're doing. Leave us a comment because we'd love to talk to you, and to share it with a friend because we'd love to talk to them too. All right, let's drink.
What other channels have you been watching that they have reviewed 3 Buckner's products?
Not many. And if we ever get our hands on a reasonably priced 17 year, we will be doing a blind. All right. Wow. I have never had a fruity sweetness hit me like that just did.
There's a stone fruitness in there, sweetness in there too.
It's a little plum.
Yeah.
A very light plum sweetness.
Yeah.
All right. You are not going to understand this note, but to any of you who are out there that love gummy candies,
no, I don't understand that.
This tastes like an Airhead Extreme.
Different gummies.
This,
like Swedish fish.
Wow. Does not drink like 130. Definitely has more proof to it.
It has more
than
proof.
What we have been drinking today. Yeah. We're definitely drinking like it's a 120 something.
Yeah.
But
that was also a very, very small sip for me.
Yeah, I did as well. But
because the oak didn't come through as much either because it was such a small sip.
I'm getting a like grape lime kind of mixture here.
You know, I will agree with the citrus. I'm not sure. I may be thinking because there was a bit of sourness here.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Maybe you're thinking grapefruit?
I'm thinking grapefruit.
Okay. Yeah. I can see where you're getting there. All right, let's go in real quick for a small number 2 sip. Sorry, a small sip number 2.
I almost blew that out my nose with your last comment. You're welcome. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny, but looks aren't everything. As my daughter would tell me. Oh, man.
Okay, it's drinking a little hotter now.
Yeah. When you were saying that before, I'm like, yeah, that was a small. There's more heat there.
It's coming back in.
What was this? 130 point?
130.8, I believe. Man. I'm still getting that Airhead Extreme thing. Airhead Extremes are kind of just like a fruit conglomeration, to use your term from last night.
I was talking last night.
This is super fruity. Fruity Tooty Gum, actually.
Oh, you know what? I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Yeah. That's. I was trying to think of how
Or
I can
Tiger
relate
Stripe.
that. Yeah. I was trying to think of ways I could relate it for you. That is sort of very similar there.
You had to go back to the 1850s.
Nah, just the 1980s. Man, that is delicious.
Or Fruit Stripe gum. Yeah.
Fruit Stripe.
Not Tiger Stripe.
Yeah. The zebra is the
Yeah.
mascot of that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Fruit Stripe. Man, that's delicious. The proof still is not hitting that 130.
No. But
And you know what? There's oak there, but it's not a lot. I've never had a 15-year-old product hit me like this is. Oh, we're doing 3 sips without water?
no, I'll say this. MSRP to MSRP. This is an expensive bottle.
It is. There's no doubt about that. I would say an overpriced bottle.
I would too. Not terribly.
Yeah.
But it's probably $100.
So it's a 300 MSRP?
$325.
And Russell's 15 is about 360, 375, 250, 275.
Yeah.
MSRP.
Yeah.
I would put these on different flavor profiles, but the
completely.
same level of flavor.
Yeah. I would say that the Russell's is smoother than this one.
Mm-hmm. This has a little bit more harshness.
There's a little harshness to it.
That's the only downside.
Honestly, I like this better now than when I fresh cracked it.
Yeah. I tried this 3 weeks ago. Just like a thimble's worth of a sip.
And it's been 8-9 weeks since I fresh cracked it. Somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
so it's had plenty of time to
Yeah.
get some oxygen in there to get moving. I'm a big fan of Buckner's. Old Route 8,
So am I.
love it. The 10-year we have, love it. This 15-year single barrel, love it.
Yeah, it's just, I think but I get it. They're having to source the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're having to go through all
And
that.
let's talk about how expensive buying a 15-year-old barrel would be.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
getting
cheap.
cheaper. It's getting cheaper
It
now.
is getting cheaper.
Yeah.
It is getting cheaper. The bourbon bubble is popped for sure for the distillers.
There's a bourbon flood coming.
Yes. Yeah. There's going to be a ton of product at a reasonable price coming through.
And sadly, there's going to be some small distillers that are going to go by the wayside.
And I'm very upset about that. Let's get back to what we're tasting here. This has a drop of water. It is integrated completely. We're going to take one final sip.
You did the fruit just a bit.
For me, I got about one nice sip left. I don't know about you.
Same.
All right, let's do it.
The fruit is more.
It's still there.
It's leveled out.
Yeah.
Instead of being multiple layers, it's really leveled out.
Everything has kind of come to the surface that was a little harder to find before.
The proof is not as much on the nose.
There's a little more spice. There's a little more oak.
Yeah, I was going to say there's more oak for sure.
There's a little bit of brown sugar mixed in there now. Let's do it.
That proof is.
It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
It's really, really good.
It's lingering. It's lasting. It's beginning to come back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a little hug.
Oh yeah, I just did too. Wow.
That's rare for Josh.
It's happened twice today, actually.
People don't generally like him enough to hug him.
That is a fantastic single barrel.
You know what? We've done some good pours today.
We have.
As evidenced.
Yeah, our infinity glass usually is here-ish by at this point. So we have finished quite a few pours. This is a great bottle.
It is.
Man, the rating's a little tough for me.
Well, it's on you this time.
Okay. This is rough because it's not as good as that Youth Cherry Barrel we just had.
No.
But it's in the same ballpark.
It is. I agree it is.
It's not as good as obviously the single rick house from Wild Turkey last year. But I would say it's in the same realm of a Russell's 15, which was also an S class for us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this an A+.
I'm going to give it a straight A.
Okay.
I think this one would have. I'd really like to try the buff turkey.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to buy a bottle of it or anything like that. I'd like to try it. If somebody wants to swap a sample,
we have
hit us up.
We have whiskey from the 1960s.
Well, just swap a sample of this one for the buff turkey. You know?
I mean, we got all kinds of stuff we can try.
That way we could compare both of them. You know, both of those good
side by side.
Yeah,
this is definitely going to be in the conversation for top.
For sure.
25.
Yeah.
So,
and we've already shared a sample of this with
Whiskey Gator James over on TikTok. So, man, fantastic series of bottles we have just put up on the table.
Yes, we have.
So, guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
And like great bourbon, our videos get better with time.
And as always, take care of yourselves.